We begin with breaking news.
Thanks for joining us. That breaking news is in Roseville. Law enforcement sources telling KCRA3 multiple people have been shot, possibly including the shooter.
This is video from Livecopter 3 about an hour ago. You can see that large police presence there. Sutter Roseville Hospital tells us 2 adults are in the hospital. We don't know their conditions at that time or how they're doing, but CHP says the suspected gunman is in custody. We've also been told that the area is secure. And again, with this suspect, we still do not have an update on their condition as well. Now, this is all happening on Pleasant Grove Boulevard and Wood Creek Oaks Boulevard near Mahaney Park. Let's go out to video captured from Livecopter 3 from about 2 hours ago, where we saw this large law enforcement presence here at Mahaney Park. This is next to the ball fields, the 4 ball fields that surround the bathroom. And this is one of the blockades that you're looking at, where we saw law enforcement agencies coming from all across the area. Roseville PD is the main agency as it is happening here in the city of Roseville. It's a neighborhood type community out here. We've also got a supermarket nearby. You've got Mahaney Park, you've got the Roseville Aquatic Center, and we've got Wood Creek High School all in this general area. And this was, probably 20 minutes after that shooting took place, as all these law enforcement agencies were coming from across the area. You see the crime scene tape up here in the parking lot at the Mahaney Park near the ball fields. It was a quick response, and we have a team of reporters on the ground right now. They've been there for hours talking to officials and witnesses, people in the neighborhoods here. So we want to start with KCRA3's Michelle Bandor live at Mahaney Park. So Michelle, this is where really the center of all of this happened. What have you learned since getting closer to the park?
Well, Andrea, yes, this is where the shooting took place around 12:30 this afternoon at Mahaney Park. We're going to show you it is an active investigation going on here. There is no longer a threat, CHP tells us, but the active investigation is still happening here. There is a crime scene here, of course, as they're gathering evidence. The entire complex here is closed off, surrounded by crime scene tape. You can see there's the Roseville Fire Station number 5, and then to the right of that, on your screen, we have the baseball fields. So from talking to witnesses, we understand that the shooting took place on the baseball fields earlier this afternoon. This park, of course, will be closed down for several hours here, I'm told. And earlier, when the shootings were taking place, they did lock down the facilities here, the Roseville Sports Center, as well as the Riley Library. I know that there were family members waiting for to hear word if their loved ones were okay, who were inside the library and at the fitness center, just to see if they were okay. Earlier, a massive police presence here on Pleasant Grove Boulevard. It was just lined with law enforcement vehicles. I saw vehicles from Folsom, of course, Roseville, Sacramento County Sheriff, CHP. There were armored vehicles from Folsom as well as the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department here, all assisting in this shooting investigation here. And as we said, this took place here on the baseball fields where it is spring break, and there were families here. Actually, we talked to a grandfather who was here with his 12-year-old grandson and the grandson's 12-year-old friend, just hitting some balls, having some batting practice, when suddenly they say officers came running on the field, and here's what he told us what happened.
All of a sudden, a bunch of cops, probably 6 or 7, started yelling to get down, get on the ground, and this guy with a dog just kept going, not running fast, but trotting. And then all of a sudden, a gun came out, and they started shooting, like lots of shots. Yeah, so we ran to the dugout, and I think the cops were shooting this way, and this guy was shooting.
Witness out there, a grandfather had his 2 grandchildren with him who witnessed that shooting. We want to go now to the press conference by Roseville Police with more information on this shooting.
Outside law enforcement agencies, fire departments, and AMR who responded to assist with this incident that occurred earlier today at Mahaney Park. We appreciate the cooperation we received during this incident. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved in today's incident. Today's incident started around 12:30 p.m. when a CHP task force officer advised over a police radio system the shots had been fired and a CHP officer had been struck by gunfire near Mahaney Park. Members of the Roseville Police Department and allied agencies responded to the area of Mahaney Park to assist with the investigation. Upon arrival officers were confronted by the suspect, still carrying a gun, and now seen running from officers on scene. Suspect began shooting as he was running from police and took 2 citizens hostage for a short time until officers arrived and confronted the suspect. The suspect then surrendered to officers on scene and was taken into custody. Medical aid was administered as soon as the scene was safe. We do know we have 2 innocent citizens who were struck by the suspect's gunfire during the incident. Sadly, 1 innocent citizen was pronounced deceased at the scene. The citizen and the suspect were both transported to local area hospitals, and their current condition is unknown. I'd like to turn it over to California Highway Patrol Officer Rick Ortiz on an update from California Highway Patrol.
Good afternoon. I'm Officer Ricardo Ortiz with the California Highway Patrol. On behalf of the California Highway Patrol, I would sincerely like to thank all of the emergency personnel that responded to this incident. We thank you for your heroic efforts during this time. I can confirm that one of our officers was struck by gunfire from the suspect's firearm. That officer is being treated for his injuries and is in stable condition. As far as any other details, this is an ongoing investigation. I don't have any other details about the investigation or about the officer's condition. As I said, it is an ongoing investigation, and I will refer those questions to the Roseville Police Department. Thank you.
Well, Officer Kirby, if you could tell us, Captain CBS 13, Steve Larch here, the order this played out in, the timing it played out in, the report of an officer shot, how long after that do we know when the suspect took these 2 citizens hostage and when the gunfire took place?
It was within minutes. It occurred near Mahaney Park, over near the Little League ball fields, and it was a rapidly evolving situation, and occurred within a couple minutes of the initial broadcast of the CHP officer being struck by gunfire.
Do we know who shot the bullets that hit the citizens?
Yes, it was the suspect. It was from his firearm.
Were those 2 citizens that he took supposedly hostage as he was running from officers?
You'll need to repeat that, I'm sorry.
The 2 citizens that were hit by gunfire, were they the 2 citizens that he took hostage?
Yes, they were.
Was the officer serving a warrant when this happened?
My understanding, the CHP was serving an arrest warrant at that time.
For what?
You need to refer to CHP for that. It's their investigation.
Where is their CHP officer? What was the warrant?
I don't have any further details on that incident. So.
And he was serving this warrant just out in the park? Was the man walking at the park, or?
Step up to the...
As for the details of the investigation, I don't have any of that. I would refer that to the Roseville Police Department. I don't have any information as far as the warrant that was being served or the circumstances.
Do you have the ages suspect of the suspect or the identity or anything like that? Or with the person who was pronounced dead at the scene, was it a male, female?
All that information is still being held at this time. Notification of kin, and we're working with the Placer County Coroner's Office as well.
Captain, what was the process as far as the rest of the civilians that were in the area? We know children were in there. What was that process like to get them on lockdown and get them to where they are at the school now to be picked up?
So the question was, what was the process for the surrounding areas where the incident occurred? So nearby we had some camps going at the Mahaney Library. Everybody sheltered in place. We had a high school nearby. There was a few people at the high school, even though the high school's closed this week. They were sheltered in place as well. And then once the scene was more static, we started working with the school district to move people out of the schools and also out of the library as well to a reunification area at a nearby local Roseville school.
Did the CHP officer fire his weapon?
I don't have that information.
Any kids or activities going on near the Little League ballpark where this supposedly happened at?
No, there was nothing official going on at that time. There was no Little League going on. There were people out and about walking on the trails in the area.
These 2 hostages, were they walking in the trails, or why were they there? They didn't know the suspect, right?
The question was, did the two hostages know the suspect? At this time, it's unknown, but I would believe no.
But do you know why they were in the park? Were they walking?
I'm sorry, you're going to need to repeat that.
I said, do you know why they were in the park? Were they out there or walking, or what they were doing before they became hostages?
I do not know why they were in the park.
And you may have said this, but the condition of the suspect, did the suspect suffer any injuries at all?
He was taken to a local hospital. As far as any information regarding that, I do not have at this time.
Can you say that? Can you confirm he was or was not shot?
My knowledge at this time is he was not shot, but he was taken to a local area hospital.
Was the CHP officer shot on that initial confrontation for the search warrant, or was it during the chase that the officer was shot?
I don't have any of that information. I don't know at what point. I just know that the officer was struck by gunfire from the suspect's firearm. That's all the information that I have.
And it was just this one officer that was there to serve the warrant. There was no one else with the officer.
I don't have that info. I have no idea how many officers were on scene. It's an ongoing investigation. I don't have that information.
Captain, were both the hostages adults?
The question was, were both hostages adults? Yes, they were. I have no other information about the hostages at this time.
Information on the suspect's weapon?
I have no information on that as well. The investigation's ongoing. We have a large crime scene that we're working with allied agencies that are assisting the Roseville Police Department and the California Highway Patrol. So at this time, we don't have any more information regarding that.
Could you tell us, were officers serving a search warrant at the time of the shooting, or are these two separate incidents?
No search warrant at the time, to my knowledge. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Most of all, I want to thank all the agencies that responded to assist us. Some very heroic efforts occurred from multiple law enforcement agencies that respond, and we're very thankful for that. The Roseville Police Department thanks you all for being here, and we'll have more follow-up later on, probably tomorrow over the weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
And that was just an update from Roseville Police about the shooting in Roseville. And here's what we've learned. CHP task force officer had advised over radio that shots had been fired. We know the CHP officer was shot near Mahaney Park. We know that there was some sort of arrest warrant involved in this, and the agencies responded. We know the suspect had a gun, started running from officers when they got to the scene, and then the suspect was shooting while running. At some point, took two people hostage as law enforcement was arriving there, and we know that suspect was eventually surrounded and then taken into custody. And we know at this point that two innocent victims, two people who were at this park, were taken hostage. One was shot, and both were shot rather, and one did not survive. The other one was taken to the hospital, presumably with injuries.
Just a horrible situation. Essentially, a suspect being chased by CHP, goes into Mahaney Park, shots fired. He's running from officers, takes two hostages. Both of them get shot somehow. We don't know the circumstances exactly, if that was friendly fire from the suspect himself. One of them did die. One's in the hospital. CHP officer also shot in the chest, the leg, and the hand.
Right.
Fortunately, had his vest on, so he is in the hospital, we are told, in stable condition, but unfortunately one adult, we don't know if it was a male or a female, lost their lives. Law enforcement giving us new information during this press conference, but a lot of information that they are still holding close to the vest because next of kin have not been notified, and or ongoing investigation as their reason for not releasing that information. So still a lot of questions. We're going to dig for those answers. And speaking of that, we want to go now to KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz. And Maricela, you've been talking to witnesses for a few hours now, and what have they told you so far? Obviously very shaken up by this.
Yeah, so we are on Pleasant Grove Boulevard, right across Mahaney Park, where the situation happened. And as new details are being released, we've been here for a few hours now. We spoke to multiple people out here. We're next to a shopping center, which is right across from Mahaney Park. There are multiple businesses out here. We spoke to different people. Again, some parents who found out about what was happening. They came to pick up their children who were at this summer camp or who were just playing playing here at the sports center. Now, one of those mothers had no idea about the situation. She spoke with us and told us that she was just finding this out as when she arrived here to pick up her 8-year-old daughter. She was very shaken. We heard from her. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that.
I'm nervous. My heart is racing. It's scary to hear that there was a shooting where your child is at, because anything could happen at any point. You know, you think your kids are safe, and usually they are, but you just never know nowadays.
And that's not the only person we heard from. So we spoke to other people who were at the shopping center. One man who was telling me that he actually heard the gunshots, and just 4 minutes later he heard the police out here with the sirens. We also spoke to an employee who works at a smoke shop out here. He said he actually had to lock down the store for about an hour because he was afraid of what was happening. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
So I was in my store, and I thought I heard loud bang outside, but I just figured it was like a car crash or something. But until finally I started hearing like the millions of cop cars and SWAT coming through, and then I had customers coming in and tell me that there's an active shooter right across the street, and it freaked me the hell out. So that's why I had to close my gates for a while.
Now, that employee told me that his dad also works next door at a Rayleigh's supermarket. They also had a lockdown there for a while, and as new developments are being released, you know, we can see that the road is already open to traffic. It had been closed down during, you know, this investigation. It's now back open to traffic, so we can see cars, traffic flowing at the moment. So we are live here in Roseville. Marisela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
And Marisela, that amount of traffic there, foot traffic and car traffic there, just really shows you how many people live in this area. As we've been talking about, I mean, this is quiet area, very residential, a lot of families with children there. So obviously very concerning that this happened on a Thursday afternoon. So Marisela, thank you so much for that update.